Hymns of Bharadwaja, Sukta 7. Head of heaven and traveller of the earth, a universal power was born to us in the truth, a guest of men, a seer, and absolute king. The gods brought to birth universal fire, and made him in the mouth a vessel of the oblation. All they together came to him, a naval knot of sacrifice, a house of riches, a mighty point of call in the battle. Charioteer of the works of the way, eye of intuition of the sacrifice, the gods brought to birth the universal Godhead. O fire, from thee is born the seer, the horse, and of thee are the heroes whose might overcomes the adversary. O King, O universal power, found in us the desirable treasures. O immortal, all the gods come together to thee, in thy birth as to a newborn child. O universal power, they travelled to immortality by the works of thy will, when thou leapest alight from the Father and Mother. O fire, universal Godhead, none could do violence to the laws of thy mighty workings, because even in thy birth, in the lap of the Father and the Mother, thou hast discovered the light of intuition of the days in manifested things. The heights of heaven were measured into form by the eye of this universal force. They were shaped by the intuition of the immortal. All the worlds are upon his head. The 7 far-flowing rivers climbed from him like branches. The universal mighty of will measured into form the kingdom of middle space. A seer, he shaped the luminous plains of heaven. He has spread around us all these worlds. He is the guardian of immortality and its indomitable defender. So the head, the ruling presence, the seat of the mountain term and full intellectual, integral, moral, unitative perfection, head of all eminences, head of heaven, head of perfection, and yet also in all those things, the traveller, the traverser, the unfolder of manifestation of the earth, both of these, a universal power, was born to us in the truth, this presence of its own reality, and is a guest of men, a seer, the power and capacity for the fulfilled witness, and absolute king, the regal and ruling, absolute dominion of this condition of fulfilled realization and witness. The gods, the divine dimensions of full capacity, brought to birth in their unbroken presence this universal fire, and made him in the mouth a vessel of the oblation. So in the speaking, in the articulating, in the manifesting, he becomes the vessel, the communicant, that which holds the process's integration, the sacrifice to the truth and realization of cleansing soul of entire reality. All they together, all these dimensions of fulfilled divine nature and richness came to him. This dimension which is a navel knot of sacrifice, the swirl of the many, the interaction of pivoting condition, and the digestion, a navel knot of fulfilled nourishment and assumption of sacrifice, and is also that in which the inhabitation of all plenty prevails, a house of riches, and also the symmetry to the essence and continence of inclusion, of pointedness beyond all other accidents of dimension or association, a mighty point of calling to us and communication in the transitions, the interactions, the battle of this reality. For this charioteer, this agent of the works, of the manifestation of the way, of this communion of orientation to truth, also eye of intuition, truth of cleansing association, of the sacrifice, the gods brought to birth, witness and see availing this truth and reality of the universal Godhead. O fire, O fire, from thee is born the seer. This full condition of realization, communion, inspiration, and witness is born of this seat in soul and continence and truth of reality that has to have this full communing orientation and continence of full proportion and power. The horse, the vehicle of our being, and of thee are the heroes whose might overcomes the adversary. So in you, of you, and through you, using your presence, your reality, your condition, your right, coming to soul, continence, and truth, abiding through and finding all their strength in you, heroes find the resolution to their purpose and soul and limit. O King, O universal power, bring this foundation, bring this living presence of undergirding and continent establishment, found in us, all of these enumerated aspects in continent reality, the desirable treasures. O immortal, all the gods come together in thee and thy birth as to a newborn child, fawning, relating with love. All of these dimensions are unparted from thy presence. O universal power, they travelled to immortality. All these things that we see as the dimensions that are beyond space and time and rule through the course of all interaction, they were brought to this immortality by the works of thy will, by the self-establishment of thy unresisted natures combining, when thou leapest like a flickering spark or a flame, a light from the Father and Mother, the communion at the unparted soul of the essence and establishment of things. O fire, universal Godhead, none could do violence to the laws of thy mighty workings, because even in thy birth, in the lap of the Father and Mother, thou hast discovered the light of intuition of the days in manifested things. These ruling proportions that are unbroken and govern and inhabit the soul and functioning of all things They were set as you are never broken from this full communion of the full dimension of thy birth, as you lie in the lap of this communing condition of mother and father, of undergirding reality and comprehending communion. So in this impartible whole, you in you has discovered the light of intuition that functions as the illuminant and full functioning occasion at the entirety of manifested things, which none can do violence to. The heights of heaven were measured into form by the eye of this universal force, continuing in the same evidence of reflection. They were shaped by the intuition of the immortal. All the worlds are upon his head. Everything is resting, centered, abides in and of and through this competent condition of universal reality. The 7 far-flowing rivers climb from him like branches. All the pure streams of interaction, communion, and transition are bounded and are sustained like mediations from its parent, stock, and source. The universal, mighty of will, measured into form the kingdom of middle space. All manifestation, all transition, all food and infusion of its fulfilled presence of reality is measured by this universal, in this universal. And a seer, he shaped the luminous plains of heaven. He spread around us all these worlds, all this manifestation, all these dimensions. He is the guardian of the eternal in these things, of immortality, and its indomitable defender.